forewarning, before I forget, I'm missing a nail, so just excuse that. A girl needs to get her nails done, okay? What is up, you guys? It is your favorite, hopefully, hot mess tarot reader here, back at you again with another video for my people. Hey. So in today's video, we are going to be doing the weekly readings, but also before we start, we're going to talk a little bit about this Taurus full moon, what's going on, what you're going to feel no matter what sign you are, how to work with this energy, because this energy is very kind of like a light in a dark place, but there is something that I really want to address. And then I'm also going to incorporate the weekly tarot readings after we're done talking about this by sign. But just keep in mind, like, this is basically the weekly readings, just kind of me talking about the astrology of this Taurus full moon a little bit deeper, so you guys can understand how to work with this energy in case you are wondering, or in case you're into astrology or you do rituals or whatever. If you would like to do the Taurus full moon ritual and you're curious about it, or you're curious about how to do it, I will be doing that over on Patreon for all $5 and up members tomorrow evening, which is 11/11 at around 8 p.m. So if you are interested in that, all you have to do is become a $5 member at the least or higher. And yeah, anyways, let's get into it. Alrighty, so basically, if you guys didn't know, full moon is happening on Tuesday for me. So this is November 12th. It's happening, and it's happening like really early in the morning. That's why I'm doing the ritual for it with everybody on Patreon tomorrow evening on 11/11. Plus, that's a super powerful day anyway, which we're going to talk about as well. We're actually going to talk about that first. So 11/11 is the day right before the Taurus full moon ritual, and basically 11/11, I'm sure you guys know, it is the most seen kind of like set of numbers or synchronistic set of numbers that a lot of people see the most. To me, and I feel like everybody takes these numbers and thinks of them as something different. To me, I don't think of them as like angel numbers or anything like that. I really believe it's kind of what you believe and how you interpret it. For me personally, I view 11/11 as a portal, as opposites. It's taking, instead of two, where one becomes two, right? It's one and one. It's like the mirror image of one. It is like complete opposites. It is masculine and feminine. It is, you know, black and white. It is basically, I don't know, God and the devil, however you want to put it. To me, 11/11 is some kind of new beginning manifesting that is very destined, that is being created from the universe, because I think of the universe almost as one or even zero, and then everything else after is a creation, right? So I kind of think of the universe as zero, but one and one is kind of like mirroring images. And if you've been following me on Instagram and you've been seeing my daily readings I've been doing the last couple days, then you've seen that basically there's a lot of mirroring coming up. There's a lot of opposites. There's a lot of looking at the other side of things. And so I really feel like that to me is what it stands for. It's also a very spiritual number in my opinion. Every time I'm about to go through some new spiritual shift, this number is seen a lot for me personally. But if you want to kind of figure out what the 11/11 means for you personally, you can really start paying attention to every time you see 11/11 a little bit more than usual, and really start documenting around like what changes do you see in your life around those times. And then every time you see it, document that, and that way you can put it together and catch the pattern, if that makes sense. So anyways, back to the full moon in Taurus. So the moon will be in Taurus, the sun will be in Scorpio. They're going to be opposite each other, like 11/11, right? So that's what creates a full moon, is when the sun and the moon are opposite of each other. And the moon is going to be conjunct an asteroid called Vesta, which is an asteroid that really is all about like it kind of comes from the Vestal Virgins from Rome. And so it's really about feminine power, feminine purity, feminine sexuality, power through sexuality. That's been a big thing that's been coming up for me. And also about what you value, you know, and that's kind of what Taurus is about too. And I actually wrote a blog about November, like I do every month, about the astrological aspects and what all is going to be happening. And I go deeper into everything. So if you're, and kind of like what the energy is going to be like because of those astrological aspects, and really break everything down. So you're welcome to go check that out as well, where I talk a little bit more about Vesta and my opinions on Vesta and all of that. So anyways, but the full moon is also going to be conjunct the part of fortune, which is very lucky, and it has to do with exactly how it sounds. It's basically like Lady Fortuna. It is basically like the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck. So this could be a very lucky time. and we're gonna get to more of that. But in my opinion, with this moon being in Taurus and conjunct everything, I really think this is us kind of leaving old things behind, but also building something new. Because yes, the full moon is a culmination point, an ending, a closing of cycles, but it is also, you know, every ending is a new beginning in one, right? And so I kind of feel like this is us building something new, building something more qualified, something more stable, something that's going to bring us more prosperity, something more prosperous, and how we interact with our environment through our five senses. Taurus is all about see, feel, touch, sight, smelling, hearing, all of that, our five senses, right? It's really about how we perceive our environment through those things. Also, the moon is exalted in Taurus. So the moon's home sign is Cancer, but Taurus too is all about security and comfort and the feels, because it rules the five senses. So the moon loves to be here. So it is super powerful in Taurus. So full moon rituals are like such a big thing to do for this full moon. So even if you aren't going to join us on Patreon for our full moon ritual tomorrow night, like at least like do your own ritual, because it is such a powerful energy. Your senses will definitely feel a lot more heightened, especially depending on how this is aspecting your own personal chart. So always make sure you're taking that into consideration too. You can kind of think about where you have the sign Taurus in your chart, what house it's in, what house it rules, where the ruling planet of Taurus is. So Venus is in your chart. Those are the things that you can look for to give yourself a better idea of how this energy is going to affect you. Okay, so anyways, it's going to be a lot about grounding. It's really grounding us in a sense where we've just been constantly in the depth of Scorpio. We've been constantly in the dark. We've been constantly feeling for a light switch. And this is going to be a sense of grounding, a sense of understanding, a sense of clarity, a sense of seeing in the dark, which we're also about to get to. It's taking kind of what we've had up to this point and finally realizing what we have and really doing something with it, in my opinion. So the sun is going to be shining a light on this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio right now, which means to me that there will be a light shined in a dark place, like I've been saying, a sense of understanding, an aha moment, a moment of clarity, a revelation of what needs to be cleansed, of what this Mercury retrograde is really helping us do and help teaching us, maybe even a clue as to what this retrograde is really about for us. So if you do feel this energy, or if you've already been feeling this energy, if you've already seen this energy come up in your life, definitely let me know down below what your light in the dark ends up being, because I would love to know what you end up finding to be your light this week. So anyways, or even this past week, because a lot of us can start feeling this energy before it actually hits. That normally is the case with me. I normally start feeling it about a week before the new or full moon. So anyways, with this happening in the sign of Scorpio, with the sun happening in the sign of Scorpio, this will really feel like we can see in the darkness, like we can take the depth and the dark and make it our own light, you know, like a lamp finally comes on, or we finally reach, like we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel kind of moment, right? A deep realization, a deep revelation, or even a conversation could occur that really helps us see things in a different light. And Mercury goes direct in a week, you guys, so we're almost done, you know. Mars is going to also be making a really positive aspect to Jupiter, and this is about excitement. This is about optimism. This is about seeing the opportunity that we can gain from whatever this is, our future, like being excited about our future, being excited about what we can build, feeling like we have options again, feeling like we have just a sense of adventure and a way out, and feeling more excited about our lives, you know what I mean? Also, like, you know, being excited about our progress and feeling more driven and more motivated and encouraged, and especially when it comes to others we could find that are helping us do this at this time, because Mars is in Libra. The last thing I want to talk about with this Taurus full moon, that's a really big deal, and this is where it all sounds great, it all sounds amazing, and I really do think it's going to be amazing, but there's one important thing that you do have to remember during this time. There's one thing that is kind of putting a little bit of a damper, but in a certain kind of way, because I don't want you guys to think of it as bad, because I personally see this as basically something different, and I'll explain it. So Venus is going to be making a kind of challenging aspect to Neptune, and what this means is that we may have wanted something really, really bad, and maybe how we wanted things to work out may not end up going to your plan, basically. It may not be how you thought you wanted it to be or happen how you wanted it to happen, basically. And once you let go and surrender and just like, you know, because once you surrender, you are sacrificing, you are making space, then something more worthy and qualified will come in. So to me, this is about having faith. You know, if you can have faith, this will work out. Okay, so when we want something so bad, it's like hard to even see straight. It's hard to even like consider other options. We start narrowing down, we start narrowing our thinking, we start narrowing how we want it to happen, how we think it should happen, and all of that. We only see the delusion of how we think it should be or how we want it to be, and we can't, there's no space for anything else. So the universe can't create like it wants to, or like it needs you to put you where you're supposed to go, which will end up paying off a lot more than how you're thinking it should be, right? So with Venus and Sagittarius likes to tell tales, likes to tell stories. So watch what you hear, watch what stories you're being told this week, because with this aspect squaring over to Neptune, with Venus and Sagittarius telling stories, squaring over to Neptune in Pisces, which is a little bit foggy, a little bit confusing, can be deceptive, right? These stories that you're hearing could be deceptive. So there may be something, I feel, for some of us that is like too good to be true almost. It seems like too good to be true. And it's not that you shouldn't take it, but be prepared to let it go if you have to. Have faith that if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, or if it's not what you thought it was, that the universe is doing something better. The universe is grounding you, the universe is teaching you, and the universe is wanting you to have faith in it, because something better is happening than you can actually see. It is creating something better for you, because if you let go, you make that space, right? You can't bring things in. The universe can't deliver things to you if you don't have space for it, if you're not in the right conscious thinking for it. But as soon as you surrender, as soon as you say, okay, like I'm prepared, like whatever, you know, I'm trusting the universe, I have faith in the universe, this may not work out, or this may be working out, but it's not how I thought it was gonna work out. Just know that the universe has a bigger, better plan, because this full moon, the sun and the moon are positively aspecting all this shit in Capricorn that we've been like, oh my God, get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? Like, and this means that whatever the universe is cooking up for this Taurus full moon is something that is going to last, is something that is going to be more stable, is something that is going to be more rooted, more grounded, and more qualified than you are even thinking of. So trust the universe on this one, okay? Just trust it. So basically surrendering what you want and having faith and belief in the universe that you will be okay no matter what, that you will be rewarded no matter what, even if it's not the reward you were thinking of or in the way that you were thinking of. Like, you will be rewarded if you can just have faith and belief in the universe and be able to sacrifice or let go of anything, no matter how good it seems or how good it looks, right? So another thing that can happen with Venus squaring Neptune, this could be fake media, fake stories coming out on the media, deceptive people. And with Neptune and Pisces, this also rules psychics, this also rules tarot readers, this also rules those kind of things. And with with Venus and Sagittarius, this also rules gurus and teachers and things like that. So just be aware that what you're hearing at first may not be what it seems. Now, this could be a little bit different for everybody. Basically, maybe something great does come in, an opportunity that you thought you lost, or an opportunity that you didn't think was going to happen, that you had already surrendered, and the universe knocks on your front door with it somehow, and you're like, oh my God, this is everything, right? But it's not that the universe may be tricking you or testing you, although that could be the case for some. It may just be like, oh, okay, like now I didn't realize that, this thing that I wanted was going to require so much work, or that it wasn't, that it was going to come like this or whatever. And then for other people, it could be like, hey, here's this thing, you know what I mean? And then you latch onto it and you get into the situation and you realize, oh shit, like, I just got scammed, or I got ripped off a little bit somehow, you know what I mean? So just be wary. It is still Mercury retrograde, so we are really learning right now how to trust the universe. Like, yes, great things are happening, but it may seem at first after something great happens or during something great happening that you were deceived in some way, or that you didn't see it all in some way. And then you could start feeling a little down on yourself or disappointed, or like having a lack of faith. And that's why I wanted to let you guys know that this is normal, that to just keep in mind that something bigger and more and worth more than whatever, you know, you're down about or whatever you're freaking out about is happening that you can't see yet. And that is really going to start coming in towards the end of November, like we talked about, the Venus and Jupiter conjunct in Sag at the galactic center. So that is when that energy really starts, like you really start being rewarded. So don't freak out too much at first. Trust the universe. If something great does come in, awesome. Be willing to sacrifice it. Be willing to let it go. Even if you can't see the full picture yet, be willing to let it go, to make room for something bigger and better that you may not even be able to see yet. This is literally like blind faith. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully it was helpful. Let's go ahead and get on to the weekly tarot readings. Your timestamps will be in the comments below if you would like to go check that out to skip to certain signs, and let's get into it. What is up, Scorpio? Let's go ahead and start with you guys. So this is your guys' pile right here that I put together. Let's start. So you guys have the King of Cups and the Emperor here so far. Interesting. Okay, then we have I keep my own counsel. Ooh, interesting. That goes along very well with the Emperor. We have the Sun. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. Wow. Wowzers. Then we have the 6th house, the work, health, and duty area of your life. Okay, Scorpio. A lot of work energy coming up here, a lot of kind of like control type of energy. It looks like you're trying to, I feel like when I first saw these two cards, the King of Cups and the Emperor, I kind of felt like you were trying to protect yourself. Like you were trying to protect your emotions. Like you were trying to, I don't know, like trying to hold back your emotions in a situation, trying to show that you don't care as much as you maybe do, right? And with this, I keep my own counsel, this kind of goes along with that with this, with this Emperor card, right? I keep my own counsel, very kind of rooted, not wanting to budge from a situation. I feel like you're kind of trying to figure out who you can trust, especially when it comes to the workplace. And this is more than just something small. This is definitely like a destined thing that you're dealing with, because we have the Sun involved. Your immortal spirit, purpose, and destiny is involved. So I feel like you're trying not to show something. And if you look at this card, this woman is very closed off. You know what I mean? I keep my own counsel. So either you need to trust yourself more on something, or there's something that you're scared to trust others with. And if you didn't listen to the beginning of this video where we talked about the energy for the Taurus full moon and how it's going to affect everybody, I did say that there seems to be some kind of possible deception going on for some. So you could feel like that at the workplace. You could be put in a position where, you know, you kind of have to trust yourself. You know what I mean? Like you really have to trust yourself in a situation. But I feel like you're also, for some of you, you're also scared to show how you really feel, which is also, I think, a manifestation of not trusting yourself. So in this card, this zombie guy, because this is the zombie tarot, is sitting in a chair underwater with his head halfway above water, holding a skull, and the skull is cut open with the brain on it. So it's kind of like, I really just get the sense that you're almost just not trusting with your emotions right now, that you kind of like, that you may be scared to show your emotions with something, that you're just kind of closed off. And I feel like it's really, something's really coming to light this week when it comes to how closed off you are, with how much you don't trust, with how much you may need to trust or how much you may need to put yourself out there, or maybe say something that you were scared to say, or take the lead in a situation. You may end up having to trust yourself and stand up for yourself in a situation, especially involving the workplace. I really feel like you're going to be called to lead a situation. Like you're going to feel like it's your job or your duty to say something. That's kind of what I'm getting the most from this, Scorpio. And, you know, with this card here, and, you know, with the eye up here, and the sun is about light, about seeing, right? And we have the eye up here. So it's kind of like, I feel like something's going to be exposed, and you're going to be like, I need to trust myself, or I should have trusted myself. But yeah, that is basically what I am getting for you guys, Scorpio. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys this week. Definitely let me know if that ends up relating down below. And if you would like to watch your other signs, you can just go to the timestamps below and click on them. And yeah, I love you guys, Scorpio. Thank you so much for your support and everything. And we are going to move on to Cancer. What is going on, Cancer? Welcome to your weekly messages for this coming week. So the first card we have is Virgo, and it says, the energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble, with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. Wow, okay. Definitely working on something, definitely dealing with some details on something, definitely a sense of duty, a sense of, you know, humility, a sense of being more careful with things, you know what I mean? Or you could be dealing with Virgo energy, or you could be in a situation where maybe, you know, the energy is a little bit critical than normal. Then we have your card, Cancer. Says this energy is emotional, sensitive, caring, and loving. It may concern family, a mother, or a child. So definitely, some of you, this could be your duty as a parent. This could be you looking at, what do you feel like your sense of duty is? What do you feel like your purpose is? What do you feel like your meaning is, right? Also nurturing yourself. I always see Virgo and Cancer energy as very similar, just different elements, just because they're both very giving. They're both very, have this motherly kind of energy about them. So the next card we have is I speak with good intent. Then we have the Ten of Swords and the High Priestess. Wow. Okay. So with the Ten of Swords, this is about surrendering. This is about letting go. If you didn't watch the first part of the video where we talked about the Taurus full moon, this definitely has to do with that. Just really surrendering, just really letting go. If there's something that's out of your control this week, or that was out of your control, you're really letting it go. But because you let it go, you start seeing all of the different options, because you surrender, because you're able to nurture yourself by doing that, by surrendering, you're starting to be able to see all of the different possibilities. You're starting to be able to see what you can grow, what you can manifest, what you can fix, what you can work with, instead of being too focused on all of the details, or trying to control everything, or trying to fix everything. There also may be something that you're not speaking up about with the High Priestess, and I speak with good intent here. So I feel like there's something here, Cancer, that you're going to need to speak up about this week, that you're going to need to say something about this week, but you may be a little bit scared, you may be a little bit shy, you may be feeling a little bit timid. So it's really important to remember that the intention is good, okay? Or this could be someone else that says something to you this week that you weren't really expecting, or that kind of catches you off guard or bothers you in some way. But just know that whatever's going on, they're speaking with good intent, okay? Either you are or they are, right? But you also have to be able to let go of the situation. You also have to be able to surrender, sacrifice, whatever the situation. But there's definitely a big culmination point happening for you here, Cancer, this week, to deal with letting go, to deal with this sense of duty, or this sense of control, or this sense of like fixing things, or something, a conversation that needs to be had. I feel like you're definitely cutting something off. Maybe you finally end up speaking up about something. You finally are able to put something out there, to say something that you've been like really needing to say, that you realize like, look, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just need to speak up for myself. I just need to say this thing because it's been really bothering me, and I've been silent for way too long and I can't do it anymore. So it's time, like I got to say something. And so I feel like that is definitely an option of what could be going on here. What else here? I kind of feel like for some of you, you could have been getting criticized, or you could have been overly critical of yourself, or you could have been getting discriminated against by someone. But I feel like something is just ending. Like, you're speaking up, you're not letting this shit get to you anymore. You're really putting your foot down in some way this week. So good for you, Cancer. You may need to nurture yourself and take care of yourself a little bit more this week. But I feel like the seeds are being planted for, like, if you've been working hard and you've been worried that it's not manifesting, or it's not coming in, or whatever, it's coming in. Just something needs to end first. You need to make space, like we talked about in the very beginning. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Cancer. Hopefully that ends up resonating. Definitely let me know down below, and let's move on to Pisces. What is going on, my lovely Pisces? Let's see what's going on with you for this week of this Taurus full moon. So we have Saturn coming up. Here's your first card. It says the part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. Ooh, okay. Then we have Libra. This energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. Interesting. Then we have, I am trustful in my relationships. Wow. So this is a lot about your relationships this week, Pisces. This is very, very interesting. Ooh, then we have the Devil. And we have your card, Pisces, the Moon. Wow. This is intense. Okay. So I'm not going to lie. There may be some challenges in your guys' relationships for some of you. I mean, this is a general reading, remember. But you're definitely being taught something when it comes to your relationships. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic, although it could also very well be, but this could be friends or just commitments in general that you have with people or situations. There's definitely some kind of challenge that I kind of feel like what you see is not what you think it is. You're going to be super tempted by the way something seems, by the way something appears, by the way something looks, but it may not be what you think it is. So some of you, I honestly feel like with this card, I am trustful in my relationships. Some of you could be too trusting, right? And some of you could be thinking that there's something going on when there's not, okay? I kind of feel like your own shadow, because really the Devil is your own shadow, your own temptations. You could be projecting with the Moon here onto your partner, or onto your friend, or onto some kind of relationship that you have with someone. And it's really important that you are able to try to be wise in this situation. This is definitely helping you gain wisdom of some sort. It's definitely helping you see both sides and to balance things out in a situation here. But I mean, there's a huge theme here of relationships, Pisces, like huge theme here. So some of you could be tempted to do something that, you know what I mean, outside of your relationship. And this is kind of like that projection energy in this card that I was talking about. And I kind of really feel like, you know, before you are sure what you're seeing, because Venus is going to be squaring Neptune. If you didn't listen to the first part of this video where I talked about what this Taurus full moon is going to be like for everyone, Venus is going to be squaring Neptune in your sign, okay? So Neptune's in your sign, Venus is in Sag. So this is going to make you think that things are a certain way when they may not be. You may hear something from other people, or you may see something in other people that ends up scaring you and ends up making you feel like there's a challenge, or makes you feel like you're stressed, or makes you feel like you're restricted in some way. I feel like for a lot of you though, that are in really long-term bonds, that are in really long-term commitments, I feel like for a lot of you that are in long-term commitments, that you've never had an issue with whatever you're scared of before, that a lot of this is your own shadow. I really feel that. Like, I mean, strong bonds, like really committed relationships. Saturn is time, Saturn is commitment, Saturn is hard work, Saturn is like glue. So, I mean, if you have been in a relationship for a long time, or a commitment for a long time, or a friend with someone for a long time, you could start getting jealous, or you could start like seeing things that aren't there necessarily. Or for some of you, I feel like you're being a little bit obsessive or a little bit addictive. And so it's really important to kind of calm it down, look at yourself, see what's going on within you that is causing this, okay? That is what I'm seeing for my Pisces people. Yeah, so let me know down below if that ends up resonating, guys. Thank you guys so much for your support and watching this. We are going to move on to Earth signs. What is going on, Capricorn, and welcome to your weekly messages. So your first card we have is the first house. Also, if you missed the beginning, this is for the Taurus full moon as well. So we have the first house as your first card. It says what people see and the impression you give. So this is all about the mask you wear to the world, your persona, your character. We all have one, so don't worry. And if you're in Soul Tribe and my Soulology course, then you know all about this. But we also have Mars here. Your physical energy drives strength and fighting spirit. Woo, okay. So then we have the Page of Swords, the Moon, and we have advance through my own abilities. And I speak with good intent. Okay, so it seems like you are really motivated to do something this week, Capricorn. Like, you're really motivated for people to see you a certain way, for people to see you in general, for you to be recognized, for you to be like something, right? Like, you're motivated to be seen, right? A lot of you could even be changing your appearance. You could be focusing on what you like, how other people view you, how other people see you, focusing on, you know, your persona, focusing on like what you need to do, your body, maybe getting fit, or a new diet, or new exercise, or something along those lines. Like, you may be feeling a little bit motivated to put some kind of action into something when it comes to how other people see you, how other people view you, how you view yourself, something along those lines. It does look like you're going to be getting a little bit motivated, but we do have a little bit of an issue here with this Page of Swords and the Moon. So you may be having a little bit of an issue this week expressing your emotions, expressing your feelings about something. I see this as a very shy energy, but I also see this as a very sneaky energy. I kind of feel like you may be in a position where you feel like you have to lie about something, maybe who you are or how you're appearing, or you're not being yourself for some reason, possibly, or someone else around you is maybe like telling you some kind of false information. Basically, what you are saying may not have the best intent behind it, because we also have I speak with good intent. So I feel like, you know, but you may not even be seeing that you're doing this, because the moon can sometimes be a part of our shadow. It can be part of an illusion. So you may be under this illusion either by someone else or by yourself of what you want to be, or that you want to be seen, or the goals that you want to accomplish, the things that you want to do, how you want other people to view you. You want other people to view you as hardworking, as possibly even a little bit masculine, or just motivated, or, you know, that you have a lot of drive, strength, whatever. So just be careful, because with this Page of Swords and the Moon, I kind of feel like something that is either said through conversation by you or someone else isn't what it appears to be. You could be kind of lying to yourself about something as well. I kind of get that as well. I kind of just get this feeling that you're not being yourself, like your real self. You feel like you have to be someone else to be good or accomplished or whatever, because your real self is sleeping in this bed, right? And that's your key. You can see the key. And then another reason I feel that way is because we also, not only do we have the first house and Mars and those other cards, but we also have, I advance through my own abilities. So this is about being able to be honest with yourself about what you can and can't do. You know what I mean? This is about embracing your own first house abilities. This is about embracing your own hardworking energy. What are you truly good at? What is true to you? What is authentic to you? And not having to maybe be manipulative or go behind the scenes to do something or make something appear a certain way, right? Now this may be someone else that's doing this to you, right? But all in all, I feel like this is really about embracing who you are, embracing your own abilities, and not getting caught up in what you think people would want from you or what other people expect of you. And then with I speak in good intent, or I speak with good intent, make sure that you're doing this. Make sure that you're not hiding anything from anyone. You could be hiding something from someone this week, you know? And so I kind of feel like it's important to speak up about how you feel about something. It's important to be yourself. It's important to embrace your own abilities. Like, your true self is not as bad as you may think it is, basically, is kind of what I'm getting from this. I'm also getting like a sense of forgiveness that needs to happen here, a sense of understanding like your light and your dark side, your light side and your shadow side, with this card right here with the two people on each side. Like, there's a balance that needs to happen here. And once you can balance that, you will be able to truly feel your own abilities. You will be able to truly feel how great you are as a person without trying to look the part or try to be seen from other people, basically. And I think with this moon that's coming up a lot so far, is illuminating the things that you're trying to hide in order for you to feel them, in order for you to realize your potential through them, instead of thinking like, oh, I need to tuck these away, right? Like, these are your own abilities. These are what makes you different. These things set you apart from everybody else. You know what I mean? And I actually shared a quote to my Soul Tribe group earlier today saying like, to be normal is to basically be unsuccessful. I mean, truly, because you can't be successful, like truly successful, or feel proud or feel good about yourself if you're trying to be someone else, basically. So just like keep that in mind. Alrighty, moving on to Taurus. Let me know down below if that related to you guys, Capricorn. But moving on to Taurus. So Taurus, the first card we have is the 8th house, and it says this transformational area of your life is about shared resources and intense emotions. Ooh, okay. This is interesting because we do have a lot of energy in Sagittarius and moving into Sagittarius soon, which is your guys' 8th house. So it's definitely about intense emotions. Like it says, transformation, other people's resources, other people's finances, really digging deep, like cutting off the superficial shit, you know? And you guys have this full moon happening in your sign, Taurus. So this is a big deal for you guys. You guys are coming to some major aha moments, some major closure moments. You know, you may be seeing themes come up from your birthday, like from your birthday month or around that time last year when we had the Taurus new moon. So this is definitely something to think about as well. This is also about shared resources, shared finances as well. Sexuality, that was like a big thing for you guys last week. And oh my God, what did I say? Everything's moving into Sagittarius, which is your 8th house. That is freaking crazy. Oh my God. It's so crazy. I'm throwing cards and shit. I did not even, like, I close my eyes when I shuffle and pull the cards, so I did not even, like, know this was gonna happen. Okay, so this card says, this energy imbues power, superior confidence and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. Wow. So I kind of feel like you guys are just getting some kind of closure that's giving you a lot of optimism for the future, that's helping you embrace your power. Like some of you guys are into something that are this week, this full moon may help you embrace something, may help you integrate something, or may help you embrace your power in some way, may help you become more confident. and may help you see like the deeper levels. This is definitely a big transformation for you guys, Taurus, and it looks pretty good so far. So we also have the Ace of Swords, and we have the World. Interesting. So I kind of feel here like this is a big, huge aha moment. This is a big pattern, cycle, whatever, closing with the World here. Major closure, major clarity, just letting go of the past, maybe letting go of something from the past, surrendering to something. There's also a shared aspect here with the shared resources, and with this Ace of Swords, as you can see, there's two people holding on to, or well, there's a person and a zombie person, because this is the zombie tarot, holding on to the sword of truth here. So I kind of feel like you're owning your truth, you're integrating your truth, and this is going to help you get in touch with this Sagittarian energy, this confidence, enthusiasm, faith, good fortune, and authority. So if you can surrender, if you can make space, the good things will come in, a cycle will close, a more stable future. Like, as you can see, since this is the zombie tarot, the world's catching on fire because of the zombie apocalypse, but these people are safe in another planet. So even though it may look chaotic or it may seem scary, something more stable is forming here for you guys. So it's super, super, super important. We also have I am kind and I am accepting. Very, very interesting, Taurus. So there may be a position where, there may be a situation where you may have to stick up for yourself, where you may have to speak your truth, where you may have to surrender and accept the situation for what it is, and where you may have to accept your reality for what it is, and that is a form of surrender, which will then transform you. Like, I feel like some of you guys think that you may be a bad person, or that you may just not be a great person or something, or that, you know, that you're unkind or something like that. And like these cards, like this is basically telling you that if you're in a testy situation, or you're in a situation where you're triggered, you can overcome it. You can still be kind through it. You can still be accepting through it. And by accepting the situation for exactly as it is, you will get through it. Like, you will be able to surrender, to make space for this huge new beginning that's coming into your life that you can't even see at the moment. You know, you may get glimpses of it this week, but you know, this is definitely testing you to see how accepting you can be, how much you can let something go, how much you can truly like answer this call into the void and trust the universe, you know what I mean? Enough to like float on this water. And because like this is exactly what's going on. It's like a light in the dark. We've been floating in this dark, deep, still water. And now it's like, here you go. If you can trust the universe, here you go. Here's the seed of creation for you. Here's the portal you can jump through coming up very, very soon, if you can just trust the universe, if you can just surrender. So that is what I'm getting for you guys, Taurus. As always, let me know if this ends up resonating for you guys down in the comments below. I always love to know. So thank you guys so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. And now let's move on to Virgo. What is going on, Virgo? Welcome back to the channel, and this is your guys' weekly reading. So the first card we have here is Libra, and this energy is diplomatic and gracious. It seeks harmony and balance in relationships. So definitely dealing with some other people this week, some commitments, some relationships. This doesn't just have to be romantic relationships. This can be any kind of relationship or commitment. This is also possibly decision-making, balancing two sides, seeking harmony in a situation, being diplomatic in a situation. The next card that we have is the third house, which says your potential to learn something and your local environment. So there's definitely some decision making I feel like is going on here, or some communication that is happening. You may be learning something new or having a moment of clarity about others in your life. Actually, this Mercury retrograde is happening in your third house of Scorpio, and that is where the sun will be. So that's actually really interesting. There could also be some kind of decision or weighing out that you're doing to do with short travels, your local environment, the people that you surround yourself with, or how you interact with your environment. And oh my God, the next card we have is Justice. Wow, these readings are insane. definitely some decision making, definitely some balancing things out, trying to come back into balance after maybe being all out of whack. This is possibly some kind of sacrifice too, something that you have to sacrifice, or a head and heart decision. And it's also really about letting go and having faith, like I talked about in the beginning. If you didn't listen to the Taurus full moon energy part of this reading, I would definitely go back and do that in the beginning of the video, because I talked a lot about how the energy would be for everybody. But this is definitely something that, like, each thing is going to have its own set of pros and cons, right? Each decision, each path has its own consequences, but its own blessings. And so I feel like there's definitely a big decision that you're weighing out this week. There's a lot of Libran energy coming up here, a lot of air energy coming up here so far. So I kind of feel like, you know, you're trying to get back in balance. You're trying to figure some things out. There's some things that you could be organizing, or something along those lines. We also have the Nine of Swords coming up here. So there's something that you've been a little bit scared of. There's a decision that you've been playing with that you've been scared to make, possibly, okay? Some of you may have been sick just because of this card, and you're trying to kind of balance things out again. You're kind of scared to trust, I guess, the universe with this decision. You're kind of like wanting to balance things out, wanting things to be in harmony, but this decision is like, has been really weighing on you, or whatever this is that you're balancing out, this responsibility. This could also be getting honest with yourself about something that you may have not been seeing, you know, but I definitely think this could be a big aha moment that really, you know, shows you what you've possibly been doing to yourself. Like, you could have yourself all screwed up, and it could really all be from just fear and the way that your mind is working recently. So we also have, I am open to love in various forms. Beautiful. And I communicate with compassion. Interesting. Okay, so like I said, a lot of communication energy this weekend. And we also have, or this week, we also have the third house, which is also about communication. Definitely relationship stuff coming up here, definitely dealing with other people, contracts even. Just be careful if you get in a contract, because it may not be what it appears. And if you feel like you've been getting gifts, like weird things from the universe that don't really make sense, or like they come and then all of a sudden you have to let them go, or it didn't work out right or something. This card, I am open to love in various forms, literally describes what I was talking about in the beginning for the Taurus full moon. So I am open to love in various forms. This is all about accepting what the universe has to offer you, having faith that something better is coming along, something more qualified, something that is the right path for you, but it may not be in the form that you think it will. It may not come in the form that you think it will. It could come in any form. So it's really being open to what it is that you're trying to manifest. You have to let the scales balance out, because if you're putting too much energy to one part of the scale, the other part of the scale can't get fulfilled. You know what I mean? So it's really like a balancing game. You have to get balanced out. There may be something that you need to get rid of, like this fear, and be able to surrender and be able to think about the situation differently to make space for this to come in so the scales can get balanced out. Also, I communicate with passion. I feel like some of you may be a little frustrated this week. Some of you may be, you know, a little bit in fear. And so it's really about understanding what you're saying, understanding how you're communicating to other people, understanding that, you know, there may be some kind of harmony that you need to find in a situation or a conversation that ends up occurring. Okay, so that is what I am getting for you guys, Virgo. Definitely let me know down below how this ends up working out for you guys. I love you. And now we are going to move on to fire signs. What is going on, Aries? Welcome to your weekly reading for the Taurus full moon, the week of the Taurus full moon. Let's see what's going on with you guys this week. Okay, so the first card we have is Gemini energy here. This says the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Stimulating exchange is possible. So definitely something's got your curiosity this week. You could be learning something new, you could be communicating, you could be meeting new people, you could just be kind of like curious about something going on, like you could be in a new environment or meeting new people somehow. We also have the card of Virgo. It says the energy around you is dutiful, hesitant, and humble with a discriminating, diligent, and painstaking air. So you could be dealing with one of these energies this week, but I kind of feel like you may meet someone this week for some of you, like that maybe offers you a job, or that maybe helps you grow something, or helps you like find a sense of duty in something. Or you may learn something this week that gives you meaning, or that helps you find a sense of duty in something. I feel like this is very much like kind of learning something new so far. So we also have the Ace of Hazards, which is the Ace of Pentacles. We also have the Five of Hazards. Ooh. Okay, so yes, this seems to me that if you guys didn't listen to my Taurus full moon energy and astrology in the beginning, this is exactly what this is. So you could get excited about something that's come in. You've worked really hard to gain something for a while, but then it's like you get a glimmer of hope, but that glimmer of hope ends up not necessarily paying off like you thought it would, or it ends up costing you something in the long run, okay? Or right after that glimmer of hope, it's like, wow, that really costed me more than I thought it would, or that didn't end up being what I thought it would. So there's definitely some possible physical reality or financial issues here, a situation here that you're worried about. Or even something when it comes to your job. Maybe you've been looking for a job, but you've been like, and you get an offer, but then it's like not what you thought it was, or in the same day you get a call back and you're like, oh yeah, sorry, never mind, or just something like that. It's like something gets your hopes up and then kind of like smashes them. But if you didn't watch the beginning of this video, then I urge you to do that, because yes, something may happen to where you get that glimmer of hope and then just as easily it's taken away for somehow. But that is happening for a reason. It's because something better is coming, or because whatever is happening, you can't see the bigger picture yet. And the universe is asking us to have faith in what we can't see right now. It is asking us to be able to have something new, gain something new, but then also be able to let it go. Why? Because if we can let it go and not cling to it, then it is that much more likely to end up happening. So if something does kind of fall out in your lap this week, or something does seem like it panned out at first, but then for whatever reason, it seems like it costed more than it was worth, or something, there's something going on behind the scenes that you can't see at this moment. So just try to like understand that. So the next card we have is I am accepting. So once again, I see this card as surrender. I see this card as accepting whatever situation this is. Like, yes, you know, it is a glimmer of hope in the dark light, but just because you can only see the glimmer, and then just as easily the glimmer might like go out, doesn't mean that it's over, right? The light is coming back again in just a couple weeks. So accept the situation, have faith in the unknown, have faith that the universe has some crazy plan and that this will end up paying off, just not in the way that you may think, okay? So it's really important to be accepting this week. It's really important to accept the situation as it is and not try to, you know, control it or freak out about it. You could be being a little bit overly critical of yourself and whatever is going on right now, so pay attention to that as well. The last card we have is I give blessings. Now, I kind of feel like this is a card of the universe right now. I kind of feel like even, you know, this blessing is happening whether you see it as a blessing or not, it is. And just because it looks like it's not happening or it looks like the spark went out doesn't mean that it did, okay? There's just stuff going on that you can't see yet. So that's why it's important to become accepting. And with this giving blessings, like I said, this is the universe, like it's giving you a blessing even if you can't see it yet. But also, don't be afraid to turn around and give blessings to other people. It doesn't have to be money. You know what I mean? Although some of you could be helping someone with money this week, but it doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be something that you don't have. It can be something that you do have, right? You can still have a blessed attitude even if you don't feel very blessed, and how you get there is by surrendering and accepting your current reality for what it is, instead of thinking or like trying to control the situation to be something that it's just not going to be. And so that's what this week is going to be about for you guys, Aries. And that I think is what you guys need to be focusing on this week, instead of trying to control the situation or get out of the situation or whatever. Just accept it for what it is and know that the universe is working magic right now that you can't even begin to see or comprehend. And I'm not just saying that to be like a, I don't even know, to just be like all nice and whatnot. Like, no, it's in the astrology. You can rewind and go back to the beginning. I literally said all this and it's coming up in your reading. So anyways, moving on to Leo. So Leo, let's see how your guys' week is going to go and what this Taurus full moon is going to kind of be like for you. So we have the card Sagittarius here coming up for you guys first. It says, this energy imbues power, superior confidence, and enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. So good, we like to see the Sagittarius card. So this is very adventurous energy, very curious energy, looking for the meaning behind things, looking for the deeper understanding, unlocking the mysteries kind of thing, feeling adventurous, feeling assertive, feeling confident, finding purpose in something. We also have the 7th house, okay? This area of your life is about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. So you could definitely be feeling a little bit more hopeful, purposeful, optimistic in your business, in your relationship, or with your relationships or commitments in general. I definitely see that. I definitely feel like you guys could be going on an adventure with a partner this week, or there could be just some kind of hope in some kind of situation, some kind of partner situation or committed situation that you're committed to, okay? We also have the 6 of Swords and the 10 of Hazards. Ooh. Okay, some of you guys are possibly traveling or making plans to go on a trip or a vacation or even plans to move. You guys are leaving some burdens behind. Literally, you guys are leaving some burdens behind. Maybe you're going out with your partner or a friend, or even taking yourself out. You're doing something this week, but you're leaving some burdens behind, because guess what, baby? You are on to bigger and better things with this 10 of Hazards, which is basically the 10 of Pentacles. So you are basically like worrying about your future, worrying about your legacy. You can see the dream again. You can see the physical dream again. It's starting to manifest. Like, it's starting to come to life. You can see where you're going to end up. You can see your direction. You can see your purpose. You can find the meaning. Like, it is happening, baby. So we also have I live in truth and I am humble. Very interesting, Leo. So this is 100% about owning your truth, owning who you are, owning your purpose, being authentic to yourself, not trying to please other people. Also not trying to please your mind and your expectations of yourself, right? Because that's where we can get all screwed up. And that's where our egos can come in. And that's why we have I am humble. As soon as I start trying to be like, you know, oh, look at me, like I'm doing so good, like not in like a, you know, just rewarding myself type of way, but anytime I start feeling a certain way about myself, I can start projecting onto other people or judging other people. We all do it. We all have egos. It's completely normal. But that is when you can, that's like when you watch that you're getting too caught up in egos. So it's important to try to stay humble, even though big things are starting to happen. You're starting to see the hope. You're starting to see the light again. You're starting to see things manifest again this week. You're starting to leave the burdens in the past. It is so important to keep that like humility, to keep that sense of like where I just came from, what I just had to go through, to keep that truth that you just went through with you. You know what I mean? So that is what I am seeing for us as Leos for this week. Definitely let me know down below if it ends up resonating, you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions as always. And moving on to Sagittarius. What is going on, Sagittarius? And welcome to your guys' weekly messages for this week. The week of the Taurus full moon, and we have as your first card here Capricorn. The energy around you is serious, materialistic, and hardworking. It bestows shrewdness and cautious ambition. Okay, so we are climbing up the mountain this week. Then we have Jupiter, your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. Beautiful energy. Jupiter is your ruling planet. Jupiter's in your sign, making all kinds of cool aspects this week. So you guys are going big. You're like, I'm going big or I'm going home. Jupiter's still in my sign. I'm not letting this go to waste. It is about going big this week. What do you want to achieve? What's your purpose? What's your meaning? Why are you here? What do you want to do? What direction is your life going in? You know what I mean? What have you not achieved yet that you want to achieve? Like, you are just feeling more confident this week, right? And it is amazing. Like, you have faith restored this week. It's like a faith is restored. You start seeing the challenges that you've went through, the challenges that you've faced over the last year, how far you've came up that mountain, how far you've come, and the wisdom and the understanding to go with it, right? And we have the 9 of Cups here, which is beautiful. Your dream life, your security, your comfort, like really just living the dream. You know what I mean? Living the dream. Some of you could be planning for a vacation, planning to go on a trip, something along those lines. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Also, beautiful energy, which I kind of also normally relate to you guys, to Jupiter. Like, you have Lady Fortuna blessing you this week. So there is some kind of like abundance coming in. There is some kind of like just optimistic. There's something coming in, something catching you off guard, something unexpected happening, some restored faith. The universe is turning in your favor, Sag. Like, this is just beautiful. The next card we have is I honor animals with relevance. So some of you guys may be seeing, like, having synchronistic moments with animals lately. You may be seeing a certain animal a lot. Maybe you're getting an animal, or maybe there's something to do with animals this week, or maybe you're traveling somewhere where you can experience things or see more animals or something along those lines. I feel like it's also like noticing the somewhat animal in you, right? Because we have Capricorn, which is the goat trying to get up the mountain, right? And so I kind of feel like some of you guys could be spending some time in nature in the near future. We also have I keep the waters pure. Some of you guys could also be doing some kind of ritual or something here. So I feel like there's a lot of unexpected things coming in this week. You're ready to take off. Like, definitely, if things get challenging at all this week, remember to have faith. Keep your faith, because big things are coming, Sagittarius. Like, you don't even know. Big things are coming. So do not let it like ruin your faith. Do not let it kick you off your pedestal that you've been on. Like, just keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep going. I also kind of feel like there could be something happening with this full moon energy this week where you can't really see things all the way. This I keep the waters pure makes me think of Neptune and Pisces, which is really foggy. So make sure that you are understanding what you're feeling, not confusing it with something else, because Venus is going to be in your sign squaring Neptune. So it's very important to try not to confuse your feelings too much. Try not to like blur your feelings too much. Try to just basically have faith. Look at your emotion, or not your emotions, look at your understanding, look at what you've learned that over the last year since Jupiter's been in your sign. You could start feeling something that this week with Venus square Neptune that may not be what you think it is. So try to stay a little bit grounded, have faith, but also, you know, try to not like cloud your emotions. Try not to like, you know, just because you want something doesn't mean that you're going to get it the way that you want it, or that you're even going to get it, right? It's up to the universe. It's up to you having faith that the universe knows what is best for you. And whatever you do end up getting is going to be better than that thing that you want if you don't end up getting it. Like, the universe is already bringing things to you. It's just having faith in it. It's just surrendering and making space for it to do that. So that is what I am getting for you guys, Sagittarius. Let me know down below if this ends up resonating. You guys know I love to know. So we are going to move on to, last but not least, air signs. What is going on, Libra? Welcome to your weekly messages. Let's see what's going on for you guys this week of the Taurus full moon. So we have Sagittarius. It's been coming up a lot for people. This energy imbues power, superior confidence, enthusiasm with faith, good fortune, and authority. Beautiful energy. We do like to see Sagittarian energy. So you could be feeling a little bit confident this week, a little bit passionate about something. You could be feeling like, you know, you have a purpose, or you have a meaning, or you're trying to figure something out or uncover something or uncover the truth about something, or you could feel more confident, more adventurous, more assertive this week, which we love to see. We also have the 5th house, which is beautiful energy. This is where you have fun, romance, and create things you are proud of. Yeah, so it's all about creation. So you could find meaning through creation this week, Libra. You could find meaning through adventure, through creativity, through imagination. You could, I don't know, like want to take some risk in the romance department, or want to get back out in the world and do fun things, or entertain yourself, or have like find pleasure in something. Just do something that you're confident about. Do something that you're good at, that you love to do, that's going to help your confidence like extremely this week. We also have the Knight of Hazards. I'm not surprised. You guys have been dealing with a lot of money stuff. So the Knight of Hazards and the 10 of Cups. So that money stuff that you've had that's been blocking you this week, you're kind of like, you know what? I am so sick of worrying about this. I am so sick of stressing about this. I am so sick of holding myself back from having a good time. That is kind of what I see here. Some of you guys could be even planning for a trip or a vacation, which is beautiful. It looks to be good. It looks like the moment that you're able to surrender and see the beauty in what you have, and surrender what it is that you think it should look like, things start really looking up. Like seriously, if you didn't watch the beginning of this video, I definitely would. All about this Taurus full moon, because that's what this is about, is surrendering and everything falling into place as soon as you do that. So that is what I see here with these 2 cards for you guys. We then have I achieve with integrity. Ooh. And then we have I affirm that all life is sacred. So Libra, I kind of feel like with this, you know, I affirm that all life is sacred card, you guys may be like thinking that your gifts don't matter, or the things that you love to do aren't gifts, or they don't matter. Like you're giving life to a creation. Like that is beautiful. That is sacred in itself. And it will give you confidence in this feeling of pleasure, power, and this feeling of being proud of yourself. And you will be able to start achieving with a sense of integrity, instead of feeling like, I don't know, I kind of got in your guys' monthly reading, if you remember, that there seemed to be this loss of integrity. There seemed to be like, should I do XYZ, or having boundaries when it comes to money or your fears or whatever. And it seems like this week you're kind of bouncing back from that. You know, you're kind of getting more out into the world. You're exploring more. You are being more adventurous, assertive, finding your power through creation, through giving projects life, through creating things, like through your gifts, like the things that you love to do, the things that you're good at, you know what I mean? Like that is going to help you more than anything, being true to yourself, really like having integrity and being true to yourself, and looking at your own creations and your own self as sacred. The things that you do, the things that you put value in, like that is what this is all about. So that is what I am seeing for you guys, Libra. Hopefully that ends up resonating. Definitely let me know down below if it does. I would love to know, like always. Anyways, we are going to move on to Aquarius. What is going on, Aquarius? These are your weekly messages for this coming week. The same week that we're having the Taurus full moon. So the first card we have here is the 12th house. Interesting. It says this is the area of your life that can be overwhelming. You yield to a greater cause or power. So this is ultimately surrendering. This is ultimately letting go, ultimately just trusting and having faith in something bigger than you. It's beautiful, honestly. If you didn't see the first part of this video, I definitely would go watch it. Then we have Jupiter, your confidence, courage, self-belief, and luck. So as soon as you surrender, you find that you start getting blessings. You have this higher understanding. You have this newfound knowledge, this newfound optimism, these newfound opportunities. As soon as you can let go, faith comes rolling in, and you feel like the weight of the world is off of your shoulders this week. Then we have the 10 of Swords. Once again, letting go, surrendering, like just letting it be what it is. You know what I mean? The ultimate surrender. We also have the 4 of Cups. So very much kind of letting go of something that's not there. I want to say you guys got this in your monthly reading, the 4 of Cups, but I can't remember for sure. It's letting go of what's not there anymore, letting die what needs to die, letting go of what's not there anymore in order to move on, in order to have a newfound faith, in order to go through the void, in order to go on a new adventure, to find yourself, to have faith in yourself, all of it. I also feel like once you let go, some of you may experience some psychic experiences, some spiritual experiences. Some of you could be traveling or retreating in the near future or even this week. It's definitely a time to kind of like, you know, pull back, and you may feel like disappointed at first, or something may happen that may disappoint you at first, but you will get through it with your faith, by having faith in the process of whatever's happening, okay? Okay, so the next card we have is I offer words of good intent. Okay, I feel like some of you, I was kind of getting this, I'm going to go to what I'm about to say. Some of you guys could be helping someone that's struggling this week as well. Kind of helping someone that's a little bit down on their faith. You guys could be helping them, and that's why, you know, we have I offer words of good intent, you know, so, and then we also have I act respectfully of others. So yeah, some of you guys could definitely be helping someone with their own faith, or helping someone let go this week. Helping someone see things in a different light. Helping someone surrender. But either way, I kind of feel like you guys, there's some kind of big release. There's some kind of big surrender moment happening this week with this Taurus full moon and everything for everybody, but definitely you guys. And I feel like even though you may not feel the best, even though you may not feel like before you surrender, you may feel like you're struggling or whatever, it's important to still be respectful to others, because I feel like some of you guys may take it out on others or something along those lines. But the moment that you surrender, the moment that you release, is the moment that your faith starts to build. The moment that things start to change is the moment that you jump into the void with that Jupiter card, and things can start manifesting for you. So that is what I am getting for you guys. It's truly like a gift from the universe that's coming for you guys, if you can surrender, if you can let go and trust it. So definitely keep that in mind. We are going to move on to Gemini. Alrighty, Gemini, so your first card for this week is the 6th house, the work, health, and duty area of your life. It also deals with your workplace, your routines, your everyday schedules, and all of that. We also have Saturn, the part of you that accepts challenge to gain wisdom. So there could be a lot of responsibility this week at work. There could be a little bit of restriction at work, or a little bit of like rules that you have to follow at work right now. And I feel like you are accepting a challenge. There's some challenge at work that you are accepting, because the next card we have is the 6 of Wands. So this is like victorious. This could even be a promotion or something, but there's some more responsibility that you are taking on here. Even though it may seem a bit overwhelming, 7 of Wands, it may seem like too much, or it may seem like you're the underdog, or that you can't handle it, but you are taking it on anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you are showing people like, yeah, I am the underdog, or yeah, I am victorious. I can handle this challenge. I can do this, right? Like, that is what I'm seeing here. The next card we have is I converse with awareness. Okay, and I can be trusted. Like I said, Gemini, you're accepting some kind of challenge at work this week. You're like, all right, I got you. Challenge accepted. And now you have to show that you can be trusted, which means you need to watch what you say. I converse with awareness. See the little birdie right next to her? You need to watch what you say. Just like I was saying in your monthly reading, Gemini, if you're not careful, something could backfire on you. A little birdie could go and tell, or something. So it's really about following the rules. It's really about taking responsibility. It's really about showing that you can be trusted for this challenge, that you can be trusted, you know? Because the opportunity is there if you want it, but can you handle it? That's the thing. And so I think understanding that, yes, like you can, like if you can let go of what it is that you may be tempted to do while you're trying to face this challenge, or showing that you can be trusted for this challenge, everything will fall into place, even if it doesn't seem like that at first, even if it seems overwhelming at first, or even if it seems like others are against you at first. Trust in the process, trust in the universe. As long as you watch how you converse, you watch how you say, you don't get involved in any drama in the workplace, and show that you can be trusted and show that you can handle this, and you remain responsible, you follow the rules, you work hard, you will be victorious, Gemini. If like this isn't the workplace, this could be your everyday life, your routines, your health, people in your life, you know what I mean, like relationships in your life, or some situation that you're a part of, that you're trying to prove that you can be trusted, that you're trying to prove that you're responsible in, or that you're accepting some kind of challenge in, right? So just keep that in mind as well. So that's crazy. Like, those cards are just very, like, I don't know, they all bounce off of each other. So it's like a really specific situation. So that is what I am getting for you guys, Gemini. Let me know if you guys resonated down below. And that is all for this week's tarot readings and for the Taurus full moon energy. Hopefully you guys loved this. Don't forget, I am doing the Taurus full moon ritual over on Patreon if you are interested and would like to check that out. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. I truly, truly am forever grateful for it. And I will see you guys in my other videos. Bye.